I like to know where people stand so I know how to treat you accordingly.
They be trying to do it, I'm just doing me. I be working hard and they just want it free.
Be competitive with yourself. All right, hey, what's going on? So this video, I'm gonna try to hurry up because I don't got a lot of time on the camera or so, but this is a follow-up video on the teeth whitening. So everybody's results is gonna vary. Everybody's experience as far as pain is gonna vary. So this is for the Philips Zoom. I'm gonna give you my personal experience and why I wanted to do it. So me personally, my teeth aren't that bad. They're not like perfect at all, but I do have some shifting on the bottom corner of my teeth. And when I talk, as you notice, I don't know what it is with my face, but you really don't see my top part of my teeth at all. But they actually happen to be pretty decent. They're not like all even, but they aren't crooked, you know what I'm saying? But this corner, so when you see me talk, this is, I would consider, everybody has like a better side of their face. For me, I would feel my right side is my better side of my face. And this happens to be where my teeth are a little shifted, like kind of like crooked in that sense. And I don't like it. It kind of bothers me. These are straight, but they're not right either. But I would rather take this side and duplicate it than have it like this. So I've been thinking about cosmetic stuff. A lot of people think I should do some like Invisalign or braces or something like that. Me personally, I kind of don't want to go that route. I just don't feel like at my stage in my life that I want to go through that process for years and stuff. So I'm thinking about doing cosmetic and just having it fixed, if you want to call it that, or altered or whatever, pretty in a quicker fashion. It is quite a bit more, but I have a consultation like next week, I think it is. So until then, my teeth, everybody's teeth usually have a natural hint of yellow. Some people's teeth get so bad it gets gray even. So with mine, they are naturally a little, and I'm not even a smoker. Did I ever smoke? Yeah, but it's been like so many years that I'm not a smoker of any kind. So they still have like a slight tint, very slight hint of yellow. Compared to white, if you hold like a white piece of paper, you're like, dang, they really are yellow. But that's just more of a natural thing. I don't drink too many sodas, teas. I mean, a little bit of tea, but nothing too crazy. So I was like, you know what, let me try this whitening stuff. I did some research and a lot of people are saying it's very painful. And some people even said that the pain continued way beyond that time frame of getting the teeth whitening and it never went away. So stuff like that kind of made me nervous. I went in, I was very interested in it to see the results, what they could be for me. They were saying, I think the darker your teeth are at this stage before doing it, you may have bigger results. Just like maybe if you work out, I know when exercising, if you're more heavy set and you work out really hard for the first time and do it correctly, you can have dramatic results compared to somebody who's already kind of thinned out and then trying to get healthy and stuff like that. So I think it just depends on, I think it's like shock to your current circumstances, so it's very dramatic and you can see it. Now people who are maybe like me who aren't as bad, it may be harder to tell because it's such a light shift that you can't tell. Some other people may or may not notice either. So to get to the process, I'm gonna try to throw some clips up somewhere of how they set my mouth up. They stretch your mouth out and put this thing on there and they take about half an hour to protect your gum line because the peroxide or bleach stuff they use or whatever it is, it can burn your gums too, and some people get the little burn marks on their gums as well. And then they put the light on over your mouth. It's like some kind of whatever light it is, right? UV light, I don't know. All it does is basically it super enhances the process and speeds it up. So once the 30-minute prep is done, you get basically 15-minute sessions, 4 sessions. Some people I've read that they had problems right in the beginning. As soon as the machine came on, they couldn't even take it anymore. And a few minutes down the road, you have to shut it off. The crazy thing with that is you'll lose your money. So if you pay $500 or $600, which is the average cost, you're gonna lose it. You're not getting anything of it back, and you pretty much, all that money's gone. Once they open whatever they're opening and using it, they can't get another one without paying the price again. Now, in my opinion, I think they could, I just think they don't want to. It's at your own discretion, okay? Because they told me the piece that's expensive is just a little plastic piece they put here. I'm sorry, but it looked like you could wash it and do it again. I'm just saying, sanitize it, whatever. But that's what their rules are, and it's pretty much across the board, so that's just what you got to go with, their rules. So as far as the pain, I was actually surprised. Now, I naturally don't have sensitive teeth where I mean, has it ever been sensitive eating something cold maybe? Yeah, but I don't generally have sensitive teeth, or I wouldn't consider that. Anybody's tooth or teeth can be sensitive at certain points, but I don't consider mine sensitive at all. The first 15-minute session, I felt nothing. And let me tell you, for her, at least the one who did mine, She's told me that she was going to do lighter applications and step it up slightly over each session, each 15-minute session increment or whatever. So just to keep that in mind. The first 15 minutes, I didn't feel anything. Second 15 minutes, didn't feel anything. Third 15 minutes, because I was like, man, this ain't hurting. I'm glad. I'm going to make sure I tell everybody mine didn't hurt at all. I don't know what people are talking about. Towards the mid to mid end of the third session, I started feeling right here in my tooth, like this. If you take the middle of your teeth, like the one over, it started feeling like, it started hurting, like you could feel the pressure go up. And as soon as it started really hurting, it went down. And it did it only a couple times and then it went away. I started feeling, so this bone right here, right under, like, I don't know, it's part of your teeth, I guess, this little lump, it kind of felt like pressure, but I think it felt like the mouth guard was putting physical pressure on my area, gum area. That's what I thought it was. And then I started feeling a little discomfort in between my teeth, like where I have like a micro, it's not a gap, but it's like a, I could spit through it if I really wanted to, between my two teeth right here. And she just put more solution there to kind of protect it. She thinks it was maybe penetrating the gum line or something like that. So she put that in there and it went away. The fourth session, I started to, I have a cavity right here in the back on the molar. Well, it's not a cavity anymore, but it's a filling. And when she put it on, I started feeling it on the top of the molar. It started hurting, and that's not even where they're putting any solution or anything. So that light must have been sensitive to this area because maybe it's open, and maybe it's seeping through, not really sure. But I started to feel a little bit of discomfort here. And then my tooth, so this one, remember, this is the middle, my gap in between my hands. This tooth was already kind of hurting, and then the one over here started to hurt. Then it got to a point where the tooth here started to hurt to a point where it wasn't going away. It was like someone was pinching my nerves in my teeth or whatever, my root or whatever. And I felt like I could have forced myself to try to keep going a little bit, like it's pain is pleasure, pain is means it's working. But I started thinking, like, I don't know how the process works, but if it's like somehow hitting the nerves, I don't want to damage my nerves, burn the nerves out, and permanently mess something up. And I'm only saying that even though they said that's not going to happen. I've read reports where other people are saying that for them, their nerves in their teeth, or whatever the correct term is, like, it never got better and it hurt forever. You know what I mean? So I feel like maybe they pushed it too far for their for whatever their mouth or nerves or gums or whatever could tolerate. So as soon as it really started hurting, I said, you know what, let's just cut it off. And I started to feel a little sensation, like randomly in a couple teeth on top. And then, because I made it to the fourth session about, I think I only had 6 minutes left. So I was doing actually pretty good. And then after that, it started kind of hurting. Throughout the day, there was moments where I was feeling that pain that people were talking about. And sometimes it came from a few teeth that wasn't even the ones bothering me at all. Like I had water later, like that night, and it started hurting. I took this Motrin. I don't know if it actually helped, but I took, on here, this is just says take, a tablet, 200 milligrams in a certain time frame. On the paper, it said I could take up to like 800 or something crazy. So I took one, and then like 6 hours down the road, I started taking two, and I only did that 3 cycles. And last night, so I did it on what is today? Friday? I think my appointment was on Wednesday. My appointment was on Wednesday in the morning, like 10 o'clock. So I finished at maybe like 12, 1, something like that. So Wednesday to Thursday to this morning. I'm on Friday right now. Like, this is like 8:30 in the morning. You know what I mean? So the hardest part, so the pain, I don't feel anything right now. But last night, sort of like, I kind of very faintly felt something, but it wasn't pain, but I could just still tell it was sensitivity. So once that part, the pain overall wasn't too bad, but just based on the pain alone, and I don't consider myself to have sensitive teeth, would I do this again if I could rewind it? I would say no, to be honest with you. See, my teeth, you can't tell in the picture, they are a little bit lighter. They use the fake tooth they put next to you to gauge what level you're at, and mine did in fact meet the shade that she was hoping for, which was like a couple shades lighter. But to be honest, it's so subtle that for me, it's not really noticeable to me. I still see a slight yellowish hint. They do give you this kit where you can take it home and you can add more whitener to get it even brighter. She suggested for me to let it calm down and heal, have the pores close in your teeth. So if you don't know, you have little micro pores on your teeth that in the enamel or something that opens up, and that's what allows everything to penetrate through to get the staining out or the discoloration. But the other problem with that is that during this, some people say 24, 48, 72. Some people say a week, 2 weeks. The pores stay open, and what happens, your teeth are very susceptible to staining. It might get more stained looking than it was before you had the process done. So that's what you got to be very careful about. So for me, the hard part after the pain was they call it a white diet, where basically if you have bread, you can't have the bread crust. If you have you can't have salad or greens, anything that you think that you can put on a white shirt would it stain it, that's what you got to stay away from. It sounds pretty excessive, but it's kind of scary because you just put this money and you went through this pain, and you don't want to go and revert to worse than what you had due to being impatient, you know. So if you drink, make sure it's like water, coconut water, white wine. If you're going to drink any type of alcohol, you don't want to ruin your progress at all. So even though my progress is very light, I don't want to revert and get worse than what I was and just throw away $500-600. So yeah, at this point, again, would I do it again? Honestly, I wouldn't. Maybe if my results were super noticeable, my teeth were really bad, and somebody was like, dang, you know, somebody personally would want their teeth to be a much brighter smile, maybe you might appreciate it more than me in my circumstances. But I'll say this, as soon as you start really feeling pain, I personally would just say stop. Not saying when you feel pain, like if you can tolerate it, you're gonna feel some discomfort sometime in there. But if it gets to a point where it's constant, like it's zapping your tooth and it's not going down, because like again, in the beginning mine was going up and then it went down. If it's like steady and you're like, this really hurts, like I can't take it for a second, and then even if it goes away, trust me, once you feel that level of pain in the process, or at least for me, it's coming back, you know what I'm saying, on the same level. So as soon as you feel that, I would stop personally, and hopefully you get at least past 2 sessions, 2 to 3 sessions, I would say, makes sense. Some people get through it all and they see a huge difference, so it just all depends. They know I'm going for cosmetic reasons also, so I don't know if they treated my mouth differently, or I don't know, honestly. So what happens is they take the impressions of your mouth. If any of y'all have ever had gold teeth or gold fronts, I have, you know, they take this mold, it's the same thing they use, and then they'll give me this stuff right here. This right here is, I believe this is the whitener, and this right here is something to help with pain. It's basically something that goes on your tray. So this is my Zoom tray here, if that's what you call it. But it's just an impression of my mouth. They're clear. Kind of reminds me of some Invisalign or something, but they're very soft and flexible. If they ever break, I have the hard mold that they gave me, so I can just get it redone. Or if I lose it or break it, I mean, I can just pay a little bit and get another casting. But one thing that's cool that she did give me was a piece of paper that she told me to go to the store, I mean Amazon, and buy the whitener, which is way cheaper. She said, buy this whitener, and then this is how I continue the process. And she suggested that I don't actually go through this process anymore as far as the whitening. Once I did it once, don't do it anymore. But this is what it's called. It's called Philips ACP Night White on Amazon. She said it's only like $22.90 is what it's called. ACP Night White, $22.90. She said that it's basically all you need to put in a tray. People who have sensitive teeth, if you have the molds, somehow if you can get some, right, of these, if a dentist office is willing to only give you this part, which they probably won't, they're probably gonna make you go through the process. But once you get this, she just said, they say about 30 minutes to keep it on your teeth, but you know, she says 30 minutes to an hour. And what happens is it's a much gentler process where it won't hurt as much. And she has very sensitive teeth, she told me, so she won't go through the process that I went through, but she uses this, and she uses the stuff from Amazon, and she just does it every once in a while, puts it on for about an hour. One thing that she just did say is that be careful as far as over whitening. So you ever see people get cosmetic surgery, right? Say like they get their lips done or their nose or some other part of their body, and then they can't stop because they get so immune to what the changes are. They keep going and going. Next thing you know, they're looking like Shrek. So, and no offense, I'm just saying. So you got to be careful with that, because even with whitening, it's the same process. Like I told you, for a fact, my teeth got a couple shades brighter, but what I see, I can't really tell. So if there was an option for me to make it brighter, I would keep going. You know what I'm saying? So as it gets brighter and brighter, I will probably keep going because I think I want it to be brighter. I want it to be like a white box. You know what I'm saying? So the best thing to do, in my opinion, is if you're looking, like, take a picture on your phone. So you want it to be consistent. So their lighting in their room made my teeth look whiter to me than it does in my house. So I would take a picture on your phone, right? Close up of your mouth. When you're done, take the same, in the same lighting, take a close-up picture of your mouth. At your house, before you go to the dentist, take a picture of your mouth, close-up, in the lighting that you normally will view yourself at. Do it again in the same places so you have something to reference so it looks the same. Don't go in the sun and then go in the dark room, and like, it's gonna be slightly different. You want something that you can actually see. So if you ever get immune to what you see and change, as far as changes are concerned, you could always go back and reference the original and be like, you know what? It is, I did come a long way, or I did shift a little bit to this side of the white scale. You know what I'm saying? So just to let you know, I think that would help a lot of people. It would have helped me if I took a picture of my teeth, which I didn't. I don't know why I didn't do it. Maybe I was a little camera shy in there and didn't want to be like, you know, doing all that crazy stuff. But they do say in the next few days, which I'm in right now, is very important because your teeth can still actually get a little bit brighter. Again, it's cool. The only thing I would suggest is maybe now, if I did it as soon as, like I said, I did stop at a good time, but when it really started hurting, I forced myself to go a little further. Now, if I did it again for some strange reason, I would just cut it off. They said the reason why maybe you would want to go back to do this process again is, say you had a wedding or something last minute and you need to hurry up, then maybe do it. But if you're not in a rush, you can do the same thing at home with the impressions and putting that solution in your mouth for like 30 minutes to an hour every once. I don't know the exact instructions, but it's just a slower process. But it's just like how people do whitening kits and stuff, crest strips or something like that. Just be careful, because when this stuff opens up, you want to be careful what you eat, for sure. That is a very hard part, because if you're at home, you can make the food how you want to, but if you're out eating at a restaurant or eating out for that week or a couple of days right after, it's very tough. Trust me, I'm in a hotel right now and I'm looking at all these nice restaurants and I want to eat all this nice food, and I looked at the menu and it's very hard. Everything has something green in it. Everything has something that can stain. You're supposed to, like last night, there was like a Shake Shack or something. I just ate fries, and that's against my diet, actually, fries and any fried stuff right now. I'm trying to get away from it, and I want to do it, but right now I'm just taking a break. And I ended up having to eat these little nuggets. At first I was ripping the skin off, you know what I'm saying? But then I was just like, F it, I'm just gonna brush my teeth right after. So I put the chicken nugget in my mouth and I started chewing in my back molars. Instead of like chewing like all over the place, I tried to like force it to the back and just chew. I literally had my mouth up like this, like chewing, so it would fall to the back. Sounds stupid, but I was hungry. I ate that. I ate the fries like normal, and then immediately after I was done, and I only had water, immediately after I was done though, I went and brushed my teeth. You know what I mean? So you got to get I had the prescription toothpaste, and even with that, I did it wrong. They say it helps. What happens is you use the toothpaste, the special toothpaste, and the thing of it is, when I use a prescription toothpaste, I left it on for 30 minutes, and then I rinsed it out after I spit out. They told me that they recommend me leaving it in my mouth overnight and then rinsing in the morning. But the funny thing is, I wasn't doing that. Second thing is, maybe that's why it helped me during the first and second, third session, increment sessions or whatever, but I'm not really sure. But I will say, after using that toothpaste, I don't know what's in it, but it was making my teeth feel more sensitive, actually. I felt like it was making it weaker. I could feel sensitivity. That's kind of weird, but I don't know. I used that for a little bit. Today, I'll probably use it at night, and then maybe the end of this weekend or whatever, and then probably chill out. I don't know how long this video is, probably way too long actually, but I re-recorded it so many times. I wanted to use this lavalier real quick. I only have a point and shoot camera on me, unfortunately. I don't have my regular setup with me. But I want to say, with that being said, I picked up the Rode Wireless Go. It's the version 2, okay? Now this is I would say, for audio equipment, it's in good quality, decent quality. It's inexpensive, but it could be expensive in general to some people. The cool thing about it, it comes with, you can talk directly into here as well. When it comes to a little case, these little dead cats is what they call them. They're just windscreens, basically, help out blocking the wind. I don't know why they call them dead cats, but anyway, I guess because whatever, I don't know. Get a lavalier though, pay a little bit more. The sound would sound way more better, and you can move around, which I like. This sounds like a little iffy every once in a while, but if you're in a quiet room like this, you may not even need it at all. But I was recording on this point and shoot. It's a ZV-1, so you can plug in a microphone. The cool thing about this though, it comes with 2 microphones. So if you ever do something like this, say you're traveling and doing a vlog, you can have another person with you and plug one. They can share a microphone as well. My camera about to cut out. But this is a case from Andy Cindy. You can charge all of them at one spot instead of charging them in different areas, or all 3 different plugs in the wall, which is cool. You charge it like AirPod cases, and then you can charge this your microphones along the way. So I gotta hurry up because it's about to end. Make sure you do everything at top level, at your top level. Remember, you're no competition with anybody except yourself. So make sure your next move is your best move, or at least your better move. Till next time, later.